Hello बच्चों, how are you? Myself Pawan Kumar Mishra. Today I am again here in front of you to explain the second part of in reproductive system, the second female reproductive system. Right? First of all, you know any reproductive system made up of many organs, and many organs collectively perform any one specific function. Right now, so female reproductive system also made up of many organs. You can say female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovaries. You can observe in this diagram, this is the one pair of ovaries. Now then a pair of oviduct or fallopian tube. You can observe here, this represent fallopian tube, one side, one other side, so one pair oviduct. Then a uterus, this is inverted pear shaped back like structure, this is known as uterus. Then cervix, this is the cervix which is opening of uterus in vagina. Then vagina, and then the external genitalia that is not represented in this diagram, Bartholin glands, or you can say vestibular glands, and mammary glands. So these are many organs which collectively perform one specific function. But what is the specific function here? Right? Which help in ovulation. It means to produce ova or egg. The second, fertilization. Third, pregnancy. Right? Then birth and child care. All these organs help in these things. That's why they collectively perform these specific functions, and they are known as female reproductive system. If you see in your NCERT, so you can observe this very well. The main function of female reproductive system: ovulation, fertilization, pregnancy, birth and child care. In simple way, we can say that production of ovum, fertilization of ovum, then development, growth and development of fetus in the uterus, then birth of new baby and their care by feeding. So there is the one, you can say, mammary glands is also included in this, because mammary glands provide milk, right, which is required for the, you can say, child care. Right now, so female reproductive system consists, you can see the simplest diagram of the female reproductive system here. Okay, I am going to explain one by one. First of all, the first most important part here, okay, a pair of ovaries. This a pair of ovaries, this one, this represent primary organ. Primary organ. A pair of ovaries represent primary organ. Okay, this is the primary organ. This is known as primary organ because only ovary have capacity to produce ova. Ova can be produced by the ovary, and it can produce several steroid hormone or ovarian hormone. Right now, other have no ability to produce ova, or you can say ovarian hormone. That's why rest organ known as accessory organs. Accessory organs. Right now, this is not essential organ. This is the accessory organs. So a pair of oviduct, uterus, cervix, vagina. These represent, you can say, accessory ducts. They form accessory ducts in the female reproductive system. Oviduct, uterus, cervix, vagina. These form accessory ducts in female reproductive system. So from here to here, accessory ducts. Sometimes this is important. Write the name of organs which form accessory ducts. Acts like the accessory ducts in the female reproductive system. So accessory ducts includes a pair of oviduct, a uterus, a cervix, vagina. Right now, so primary organ, in secondary organ there are the accessory ducts, external genitalia. External genitalia have three main parts. You can say mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora. There are the three main parts of external genitalia. Then Bartholin glands are vestibular glands. This is the accessory glands which also help in female reproductive system. Then mammary glands also included in this. This is not part of female reproductive system, but this is integrated in the female reproductive system because mammary glands help in child care. Right now, so first of all, you can observe one by one here. First thing, location of this female reproductive system. So it present in which region? Pelvic region. It present in pelvic region. Female reproductive system present in pelvic region. You have to know very well. Then first part, ovary. If you see, there is a pair of ovary, one on either side at lower abdomen. This is the lower abdomen, one left side, one right side. So one on either side. Right now, in lower abdomen there is the ovary. If you see ovary, this is rounded in shape. This is rounded in shape. Or you can say this is also mentioned here, almond shape, right? Grayish in color and about size 2.4 centimeter in length, 1.5 centimeter in breadth, and about, you can say, 1 centimeter in thickness. About 1 centimeter in thickness. And this also present in pelvic region, each side of lower abdomen, one on each, one this side, one other side, one on each side of the lower abdomen. So main function of, you can say, this ovary also get attached to the pelvic wall and to the, it get attached to the pelvic wall as well as this, you can say, infundibulum part by ligament, right? So ovary also get supported by ligament. Right? It get attached to the pelvic wall by the ligament. Right now, ligament provides support to it. If you observe, each ovary is surrounded by, this is surrounded by, you can say that the one layer, outermost layer, this is known as epithelium, germinal epithelium. Germinal epithelium. Right? This germinal epithelium, inner part of this germinal epithelium also form another layer. This layer is known as tunica. And Leucaena, and this is known as medulla, and outside medulla there is the large part. This one is known as cortex, right? So medulla part and cortex part, this one, both part collectively known as ovarian stroma. This is collectively known as ovarian stroma. Okay, so ovarian stroma have two main parts, cortex part and medulla part, right? In cortex part, the development of, in cortex part, follicles, you can say primary follicle, secondary follicle, tertiary follicle and Graafier follicles, and from rupture of the Graafier follicles you can say ovum comes out right now. So development of follicles takes place in the cortex region. Medulla is the inner smaller region which is richly supplied with blood capillaries. So each ovary is also covered by, you can say, germinal epithelium, and germinal epithelium surrounds, you can say, ovarian stroma. Ovarian stroma divided into two parts. Outermost large white part is known as cortex, in which follicle develop, and innermost smallest part is known as medulla, right, in which is richly supplied with blood capillaries. Right now, germinal epithelium produce oogonia. Germinal epithelium produce oogonia. Oogonia means ovum mother cell, from which ovum develop. So oogonia, germinal epithelium also develop oogonia, from which ovum develop. Right now, then second, this is the first part, one pair. This is the almond shape, grayish in color. So what is the cause of their gray color? Tunica algoxenia provide gray color to the ovary. Tunica algoxenia provide gray color to the ovary here. Right now, the second most important part, this is known as primary. You know very well. This is known as primary because it produces two main things. First, it produces ova, and second, it produces ovarian hormone. It produces ovarian hormone. So, especially which ovarian hormone? Estrogen. Which ovarian hormone? Estrogen. And this estrogen responsible provide female characteristic. You can say the character which develop in the puberty is in any female, right, due to the estrogen. Estrogen, that is the one, especially one hormone, estradiol. This is the one, especially one hormone. The one example of estrogen is estradiol. Right now, the second most important thing, the second most important structure in female reproductive system, fallopian tube. Fallopian tube, right? Fallopian tube, this is the tubular structure, this one. This is the tubular structure. This, there is the one pair, right? One side, one on other side. So, it is consist of three main part. First one, infundibulum. Infundibulum. Second one, ampulla. Third one is thymus. Three main part is here, right? There is three main part. So fallopian tube, this is the tubular structure. Infundibulum, this is the funnel-like. This one, this is the funnel-like structure, right? This is the funnel-like. This is near the ovary, right? In this funnel-like infundibulum, there is a finger-like projection. This finger-like projection is known as fimbriae. You can observe here, fimbriae, this one. So, finger-like projection, this is the funnel shape, you can say, funnel shaped, right? Funnel shaped. And there is, you can observe the finger-like structure, this one. This finger-like structure you can observe here. This is known as fimbriae, right? So, if you observe, fallopian tube generally made up of three layers. In their wall there are three layers. Inner layer is mucosa, middle layer muscularis, and outermost layer serosa, right? So mucosa layer have two. This is the lumen, this is the lumen, this one. This is the lumen. At this lumen side innermost layer, innermost wall is mucosa, which have two type of cells, secretory cells, right, and second ciliated cells. Secretory cells secrete some substances which provide nourishment, okay, and ciliated cells develop inner current by which ovum moves towards uterus by this current. Right now, so this ciliated cells also present in this fimbriae, in this finger-like structure. This one is the fimbriae. So when ovary release egg or ovum, when this release ovum after ovulation, so this infundibulum catch it with the help of the fimbriae, this fimbriae finger-like structure, right? Suppose that your hand, this is the fimbriae and this is structure like the infundibulum, right? Infundibulum. So with the help of fimbriae, this infundibulum catch the ovum, right? And with the help of ciliated epithelium of their mucosa layer, there is the inner current by which you can say the ovum which comes out from this, right, move, okay, toward the uterus, right. Now this moves toward the uterus slowly, so ovum comes out from the ovary, right, they comes out from the ovary and then catch by the infundibulum with the help of fimbriae, and then with the help of ciliated epithelium which develop inner current, this ovum moves toward the uterus. Right now, ampulla is the swollen part of the fallopian tube. Isthmus, narrower lumen, with the narrower lumen. Lumen is very narrow. When you can see, when ovum reach at the junction of this one, at the junction of isthmus and ampulla, it reach at the junction of isthmus and ampulla, then here ovum stay and wait for 2 days for the sperm. So sperm reach up to the junction of isthmus and ampulla and fuse with egg, right, or ovum. So this is the site for fertilization. So junction of isthmus and ampulla, now site for fertilization. This is an important question. What is the site for fertilization? Junction of ampulla and isthmus. In previous, ampulla is considered a site for the fertilization, but in nowadays, junction of isthmus and ampulla is considered site for fertilization. Right now, so this fallopian tube help, you can say, transport the ovum toward the uterus, and fertilization takes place of the ovum at the junction of isthmus and ampulla, and after fertilization there is the division of, after fertilization of egg, you can say this is known as zygote. Zygote is the single cell. It form 2 cell, 4 cell, 8 cells. It means it's change in the multicellular form, right? And slightly they move toward the uterus, right? And ultimately after the 8 cells, about 16 cells, they reach in uterus. Right now, the third most important part, you can say uterus. Uterus is the third most important part. This one is the uterus, complete uterus. This is, you can say, inverted pear shaped. This is inverted pear shaped. If you observe in the diagram, okay, it looks like the bag like structure, okay. This is inverted pear-shaped bag-like structure. Right now, this one you can observe this inverted pear-shaped or bag-like structure. Right now, if you observe this uterus morphologically divided into three parts: fundus, body, and cervix. Morphologically, if you see their morphology, so it divided into three parts: fundus part, upper, then main body part, and then uterus part. Right? So morphologically, you can divide first fundus, second body, third cervix. Cervix is the terminal part through which it opens in the vagina. This is the cervix part, this one. This part is the cervix part. This part is the body part. And this part is the fundus part. So morphologically, uterus have three main parts: fundus, body, and cervix. Right now, if you observe the wall, this is the highly muscular in nature, right? So if you see the wall, so wall of, you can say, uterus divided into three main parts: external perimetrium, innermost endometrium, and between perimetrium and endometrium there is myometrium. Myometrium made up of smooth cells, right? Made up of smooth cells. So it contracts, right? And by contraction it helps in the childbirth. It helps in the childbirth. In the same way, endometrium, this was the innermost layer of the uterus wall, endometrium. Endometrium get spongy, they form cushion-like structure, right, toward the uterine cavity. The cavity in this uterus is known as uterine cavity. So every month it prepare, right, itself to receive fertilizer. So, and for it they becomes spongy, right, richly supplied with blood capillaries and mucus. There is the large number of blood capillaries in this endometrium, right? There is the mucus also. They becomes spongy, cushion-like structure. They try to, you can say, they take fertilizer and fertilized egg get inserted in it. This is known as implantation, right? So fertilizer get implanted here, and it means they hold the fertilizer or embryo, you can say, because, right, and then further development of fetus takes place inside the uterus. So main function of the uterus, it hold the embryo, right, it hold the fetus, provide nourishment and further development up to the 9 months, you can say, 9 months 10 days about, right? So this is the main function of the uterus, right? If this uterus do not receive the fertilizer every month, then what's happened here? Then this inner endometrium, which develop the cushion-like spongy structure on their inner side, these structures breaks down, right, and they goes out the body through the vagina, through the cervix and vagina. They goes out the body. So they release blood, mucus, and unfertilized egg. This is known as menstrual cycle in the female, menses now. Okay. Next part, you can say, one thing more. This uterus extend about 100 times. They increase their size about 100 times during the pregnancy to accommodate fetus and the amniotic fluid which is present around the fetus. Normally, from their normal size, 100 times they increase their size about 100 times more, right, to accommodate developing fetus in the uterine cavity and also the amniotic fluid which surround the fetus. The next most important part, after the uterus there is cervix. So uterus open into the vagina through the cervix, right? Cervix is about 2.5 centimeter long. Okay, and this cervix have the largest and strongest sphincter. Sphincter is the structure which you can say close this opening, and it means they control closing and opening, right? They check the opening, you can say. According to the need, they open this pore, either they try to keep close it, right? So this largest and strongest sphincter present at this opening, this is known as cervix, right? Because this sphincter have to, you can say, control the weight of developing fetus as well as amniotic fluid which surrounds the fetus. So weight of fetus as well as weight of amniotic fluid both can be checked by the sphincter which is present at the cervix. That's why it have largest and strongest sphincter. Okay, cervix have two opening. One, this is the one canal-like structure about 2.5 centimeter long. The canal of the cervix is known as cervical canal, right? Cervical canal. So there is this canal have two opening, the first opening and this is the second opening. First opening and the second opening. This is known as orifice also. This is known as orifice. So through the cervix, uterus open into the vagina. Last part is vagina. Vagina. So vagina, this one is known as vagina. This is also 8 to 10 centimeter in length, right? This is the muscular tube, and there is the it open outside. There is the one opening. This is the vaginal orifice or vaginal pore. Vagina open outside the body, right? Right, which is covered by external genitalia. So that opening is known as vaginal orifice or vaginal pore. Vagina receive the sperm from the male, right? Then sperm move through it, enter in the uterus and reach up to the fallopian tube here. So from fallopian tube up to the vagina, these ducts are known as accessory ducts in the female reproductive system. Then after this structure, there is external genitalia, external genitalia. External genitalia have main three parts: mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora. Listen, mons pubis, labia minora, labia majora. Okay. Then you can also include hymen. And one more point here, clitoris. So external genitalia, mons pubis, this is the fatty muscular structure. This is the one fatty muscular structure, you can say, right? This is the fatty structure, fatty tissue, right? Which have the pubic hair, and labia minora. This is the mons pubis. From the mons pubis, it extends downward side from the mons pubis. There is the one folded structure. Then the one folded structure. One pair of the folded structure here. One pair of the folded structure from the mons pubis, right? This one is the, you can say, right, this one. This one is the mons labia majora, which surrounds the vaginal orifice. This is the vaginal orifice. This is the vaginal orifice which surrounds the vaginal orifice, And just below the mons labia majora, just below, there is another one pair of, you can say, covering, this one. This covering is also known as labia minor. This is just below the labia majora, right? This is also covered the vaginal opening, right? And this vaginal opening is covered by one membranous structure that is known as hymen, right? So sometime hymen gets broken down due to the vigorous physical exercise, right, cycling or many other things. But sometimes it persists. So presence of hymen is not a criteria for the virginity for any female. It may be ruptured due to the physical exercise right now. And last one, clitoris. Clitoris present, you can say this is the labia minora at the starting, at the apex of labia minora, then the one structure, this one. This is known as clitoris. Clitoris is the homologous organ of the glans penis of the male. This is the one type of the homologous organ, right? The same right now. And it just present, there is the vaginal opening, and just above there is the another opening. This is the urinary opening. So there is the two opening, urinary opening and vaginal opening. So clitoris present just above the urinary opening at the junction of starting of the labia minora, right now. So all these structure represent the female reproductive system. The one more which is integrated in the female reproductive system, that is known as mammary glands. Because after birth, feeding is required, and mammary glands provide feeding to the newborn baby. So this also help in the child care, because the main function of female reproductive system, ovulation, it means release of ovum, fertilization